Hi everyone, here I am, day 3 at Heroes Con. So today I decided, since I'm here over an hour and 45 minutes early, that I'd go ahead and shoot a little intro as I'm getting ready to go in. So I'm actually going to turn the camera around and show you the crowd that's already lined up at this time of the day. So that was the line waiting so far, and with still now an hour and 40 minutes to go. My goal this morning is to get a Scott Snyder ticket for his signing. If I don't make it, I don't make it. I got some signatures from Scott 3 weeks ago at the Amazing Las Vegas Con, but I decided I'd save some for this con, not expecting that his tickets would just go, 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 go. So if I get Scott, great, because I've still got a few books left over for him. But what I'm really wanting to get is his Absolute Catwoman with his new writer alongside him. She's right there as well, so I want to get both of them to sign, hopefully. If not, hey, always another con, right? So, then I'm going to try to get Nick Dragotta. His line yesterday was hours long, and I couldn't do it. I had to move on, but as you saw, I got a lot of good interviews, got a few more lined up for today, so we'll see how things go, and I'll see you in a few seconds for you. All right, everyone, here I am with Brandon and Levi to talk about their fortresses. So they've got 2 big boxes here and another one here, and
Art
everything.
supplies, cooler, stool, and that doubles as a stool. Yeah, pop that out.
Oh, oh, oh. Ah.
You got a zip.
A zip-up comic box?
And you got all your different stuff in a big for signatures or whatever.
Yeah, I love that, yeah.
It's got room for some
Is that a comic
folios.
capsule?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This was Wolverine 8. I got it for him.
Folio.
Nice.
You got
Wow.
got some top loaders if you need them when you get those big books, those big exclusive. You can throw them in a top loader.
All right, well,
Oh, yeah.
what are you guys looking to get signed today?
Today, the only thing that I'm really worried about today is John Romita Jr. and then Stephanie Phillips and Hayden Sherman. Those are the 3 big ones. I think everybody else we pretty much got over the last 2 days of standing in line.
Yeah, yeah, I'm still trying to get that elusive Snyder ticket.
We managed to get him on Friday, and
Surprise!
we did the whole Absolute Batman. We spent the whole day from 11 to 7 in that line on Friday. So, but it was a lot of fun. Met a lot of really nice people.
All right,
There we
thank
go.
you, Levi. So, we saw some, but just tell me what your prized possessions inside those are.
Oh boy. I've got Wolverine 1 signed by Frank Miller in Claremont now that I've got with me. I've got
Nice.
Spider-Man 252.
Ah,
The
nice.
Amazing Spider-Man. Let's see, what else do I got? We got some really good exclusives from all the Absolute Batman people. We got a Daniel Warren Johnson exclusive yesterday. You can only get here for about 100 people? I
Really?
think, yeah, so I lucked out with that one.
Wow.
Uh,
Wow.
these are kind of where we keep the stuff we're getting autographed during the day, so we don't have to get in the box the whole time.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, I just
Oh.
There you go, the first look at it there. If you
I had a
Oh.
last year, and now I have a less
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah.
Only releasable for the foil variant at the con. Won't release on Felix Shop.
Wow.
Probably less than 100 of them.
Wow. Neat.
I'm not taking too many giant keys as far as like these thousands and thousands of dollar books, but we've got a few decent ones. Now that's
Oh.
cool.
Oh.
There's that.
Wow. Beautiful.
And this is Scott Hanna's homage to ASM 601. I got him to do for me. I'm probably going to get it colored in by him this time.
Oh, cool. When did he do that?
He did this at MegaCon a couple months ago?
A couple months ago, yeah.
What we don't have to show you, though, is that on Friday, he won David Finch's sketch auction lottery. So he got a custom David Finch sketch, and I won it yesterday, and I'm picking mine up this morning.
Nice.
So we somehow both managed to win 2 of the 15 spots he has available this weekend. So
wonderful.
We're both excited about that as well.
Yeah, I can imagine. So you're gonna probably be here till 6, or you can just get stuff done and out the door?
We'll be here as long as we can. We have to get our car out of the parking garage by 6, so we might leave a couple minutes early. But yeah, we'll probably be here right up until, and then I got to take him back to Atlanta, and then I'm heading all the way back to Tallahassee.
All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you so very much. I really appreciate
Good seeing
it.
you.
Yeah, and we'll see you on the inside. Hello, everyone. I rushed down to get in the Scott Snyder line, get a ticket, and guess what? He's not doing any tickets today. He is just doing a one-time signing. He is coming through the line and going to sign one comic book. So I've got my one out and ready. Absolute Catwoman #1. Hot book, read it this morning, really good. So that's it. See you around. All right, everyone, here I am with Jim Starlin, famous for Dreadstar and others. He's been gracious enough to give me an interview. Jim, I really appreciate it. So please tell me what got you interested in writing and drawing comic books?
Raised in Detroit, 1950s cultural wasteland. Driving up to Torch Lake every year in the back of the station wagon, I would load up in comics. And back then they didn't give anybody credit. And I was going through this One Adventures comic book, finished the Superboy story in front, and there was a Green Arrow story in the back. And Lee Elias, who was the artist, hid his signature in some shrubbery. And I discovered it. And I went, people do this for a living. And at 8 years old, my life was charted. I was going to go and do that.
Okay.
And from there, my dad worked as a draftsman at Chrysler. And he thought one of his fringe benefits was loading his briefcase up at the end of the day with as much tracing paper, #2 pencils, and masking tape as he could jam in there. And he was going to use it for his woodworking hobby, little knowing that I would eventually discover them and find that you could trace off the comic book characters on the tracing paper and then put them up on the wall with the masking tape using the #2 pencils. And so that became a hobby, which became an obsession, which eventually became a job, which became a career, and now I'm good for nothing else but.
So if somebody says, Jim, we need you to move some furniture, like, I don't know, I can
back.
draw it for you.
Bad back.
I can draw it for you. Okay, as I said, you're really known for Thanos.
Yes.
So tell me, if you could, about the creation of Thanos. What went through your mind and what you were thinking?
I got out of the service and did little VA benefits going to junior college.
What service were you in?
Navy.
Navy. I was Air Force.
Okay. You had the better barracks.
Yeah.
You had beer dispensers back in my day. Yeah, right in the barracks. But yeah, so I had a psych class I went to, and they had a guest lecturer came in to talk about the Freudian concepts of, among other things, Eros and Thanos, the lighter and darker side of human nature. Latched onto the darker side. And before I ever made it to New York City to apply to become an artist, Thanos was part of my portfolio, and it helped me get my work at Marvel. It was also paid off because down the line they realized that Thanos predated working for Marvel, so it worked out pretty good for me in the long run.
Was that design what you had already had up in your portfolio?
The only thing, he was much thinner, and the only thing that really retained out of it was the visor. And everybody thinks that I ripped off Darkseid for this. But the truth is, it's another new god that was more of an influence, Metron. And that's where those eye visors came from. There was a modification of Metrons. So things changed.
Yep. So that was Iron Man 55. I do not own a copy.
Yeah, I've been surprisingly signing quite a few of them here. This trip.
Good, good. I'm glad. Yeah, I just don't own one.
Yeah.
But great book. Love Thanos. Love Dreadstar. Love what you did with Adam Warlock.
Had a lot of fun along the way.
Yeah.
50 years of funning.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So, do you do anything? You still drawing? Still putting out stuff? I've got a Dreadstar.
We're doing the new Dreadstar. I'm done with those. I've done all 5 books.
Oh, okay.
And right now I'm starting in on a new project that I can't really talk too much about at this point.
Understood. But you got something new.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But all the 5 Dreadstars are done. The publisher just has to catch up with me. And keeping busy.
Okay, can you even say, is it a major publisher? Is it an indie? Can you even mention that?
It's something I'm licensing from a major
Okay,
publisher.
awesome.
It's an old job of mine I'm reworking.
Okay, very good. I'll be looking forward to that. Yeah. Anything that says Jim Starlin, I'm in.
Right, yeah.
I'm in. All right, thank you so much, Jim. I appreciate this interview. I'll be watching for you, and I'm sure all my viewers will as well. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
All right, everybody, here I am with Brett Bean. He's been gracious enough to give me a quick interview. Right now, Brett is currently hot for Dork.
That's the right way to say it. It's a very long title. Dork.
He's hot right now for Dork, but Brett's been around a while. He's got other stuff. So, Brett, where did you get your start in comics?
My start in comics. I think my first start in comics was I did a Kickstarter way back when to see if I wanted to prove out if I liked doing it, because I have an animation, TV, and film background. And then I Kickstarter for something called Spaced Out, which is no longer available, very long out of print. And
I do remember it.
yeah, if people remember it. Yeah, I definitely have memories of it. Trigger warning for myself. But I realized how much fun, how much that's what I wanted to do since the beginning. And so that was the first thing. And then I did my own kids graphic novel with Penguin Random House called Zoo Patrol Squad. It was a 4-book series.
Oh.
And then that's what kind of started the whole thing, is like, this is where I want to be. This is all I want to do. And then I started building up my comic book Dork when I Hate Fairyland came around. And so I shelved that and did I Hate Fairyland for 20 issues. And then off of that jumped onto Dork, and then with Dungeon Crawler Carl. So,
yeah, Dungeon Crawler Carl is another one that's just like, because everybody with the video game and
I was a big fan beforehand, and I was trying to tell all my comic book people, it's like I don't think you realize how big this is, but the books and the comic book people are kind of separated. They just don't know that they're fans of each other yet. And so I was just like, this is going to be a good crossover. And so when Matt asked for me specifically to do the comic book, I was like, of course, I'm already a fan of the work. So let's go right into it. So it's very, and everyone worked out perfect.
The free comic book day of
it was huge.
Dungeon Crawler Carl, it disappeared from every shop. Nobody had it.
Yeah, and all those book fans just didn't know that they were comic book fans yet. So it's a great that it brings in new people and new readers and everything to the world of comics. It's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. So what is next for Brett Bean?
Just a lot more of this. I mean, I still have to do the graphic novel Dungeon Crawler Carl, and Dork is an ongoing. So my foreseeable future is just keep making a good product between those two things and just keep on trucking. So.
And you're writer and artist of all of the things that you're doing? Or?
Yeah, I write, and I'm the creator, writer, and artist of Dork, and I am the artist of Dungeon Crawler Carl the Crocodile.
All right. Well, that's all I got.
All right.
Because it was a nice quick interview. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So everybody, that's Brett Bean, and we'll see him around. Thank you, Brett. Well, hey there. Hi there, everyone. So right now I am in the signing line for Nick Dragata. did not make it yesterday. I got into his line as early as I could. I probably have 30, 40 people in front of me, so great. He'll be signing in another 20 minutes, so it should move pretty quick. So just wanted to keep you all updated, and we'll be back. Thank you. All right, everybody, I'm here with Chad Harden. I think you all know Chad Harden, but tell us, Chad, what are you known for?
What am I known for?
Yeah.
I don't know. Running and gunning. I've been penciling and inking comics now for what, 20 years now? Yeah. Probably best known for my interior works on Harley Quinn with Jimmy and Amanda. Currently doing covers for Marvel and other companies. And today we're here at HeroesCon, North Carolina, the artist show of artist shows. So
very good.
Yeah.
Okay. What made you want to get into comic books?
I think I've wanted to be a comic book artist since I was like 12. My friends Jason and Mark, they were avid comic readers and collectors, and they got me into it. And we'd stay the night at each other's house and play Marvel role-playing game by TSR because our parents wouldn't let us play D&D because of the satanic panic. And so we would play the role-playing game, and then we would staple paper together and make our own X-Men books. So.
And you drew it?
I drew it. I wish I still had. I talk to Mark every now and then. I was like, "Do you have any of those?" He goes, "No." And I was like, "I don't either. I don't know what happened to any of our comics, but someone's got them. Hopefully, they didn't throw them away."
So, where was your break?
My break?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Well, I think there was a few times where I thought I broke, but I would have to say it was probably like 2006 Comic-Con. Was it 2006 or 2007? Anyway, I went to San Diego Comic-Con. I did the talent review. I got a whole bunch of cards from all the editors at the talent review, but it wasn't until I talked to the late great artist Clement Suave, who was like, "You need to talk to Mark Chiarello, who's actually right down the road."
Oh, wow.
Show. Yeah. And after I talked to Mark Chiarello, I got a book like that. So I got it with Joey Cavallari. I think it was it Countdown to Mystery #1?
Oh, really?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh.
Anyway, and then I worked for DC for almost a decade straight after that.
Okay, how was your relationship with Jimmy and Amanda?
You know what? It's like a whole bunch of delinquent children on the playground playing at recess. That's lighting things on fire and getting in trouble. They're a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun on Harley. They would send the scripts, and the scripts were full of jokes, and I would always try and just make the jokes funnier. And I'd often send the pages at like 3 a.m, and Jimmy would be asleep, but Amanda would be awake because she's an artist.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. We did that for about 5 years. We had a really good time. So.
Okay, so you're doing the cons. What's next
on the
road for Chad Harden?
Well, a big nap.
Okay. I hear you.
I'm at the age where naps are really important. But no, seriously, we got San Diego coming up, and I think I have 8 exclusive books for San Diego. So.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I got an 8-cover connecting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #300 for IDW. Yeah.
Wow, 8 covers.
8 covers connecting.
All
we got the villains and the turtles all in one long lineup. So
wow, that'll be fun.
Yep.
So it's done, ready to go.
It's done. It's approved. It better be printed. If it's not printed, I'm going to storm somebody's office because it was not easy to bring to fruition. That's for sure. So.
Okay. So, last question. Are you having a good time?
I always have a good time. My grandma said, "Get a job that you love. You never work a day in your life," and she was right. So my goal is never to work a day in my life.
Okay, very cool. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Mark.
Appreciate it. All right, everybody. Now I'm with Mike Grell, the famous Mike Grell. I've been following Mike's work for years and years, so I really enjoy it. Here's a couple pieces he's got right here. Beautiful, beautiful pieces. All right, so Mike, it's a pleasure to have you here. So, got your booth. It's beautiful, wonderful. Now, Mike Grell, you're not new to the industry. You've been around a while. Where did you get your start?
I started in '73, so that means I'm finishing up my 53rd year.
All right, 72. What was your first book?
My first story, first published story,
Uh-huh.
was an Aquaman backup in Adventure 435 called As the Undersea City Sleeps, written by Steve Skates, who was heavily into alliteration and I think Schlitz.
Oh, so a lot of word balloons.
Lots of word balloons. And I followed that up. I had just turned in my first finished story, picked up another script, and I got a call from my editor, Joe Orlando,
Okay, yeah.
saying, do you think you could handle a monthly book? And I said, of course, which is what you always say when you're new and starting out. It's like when you ask an actor, can you ride a horse?
Yeah.
Of course I
Of
can.
course I can.
You know, when do we start principal? And you figure I've got time to take lessons, right?
Right,
Scuba dive, stuff like that.
right.
And he said, okay, Murray Boltinoff doesn't know it. He's the editor on the Legion of Superheroes.
Okay.
He doesn't know it. He's on vacation. But Dave Cockrum just walked off the book, and he's short an artist. So when I went in to deliver my second story, they gave me a tryout inking over Dave Cockrum's pencils for a 7-pager. And I turned that in a few days, and Murray took it, went down the hall to Carmen Infantino's office, and came back about 15 minutes later saying, well, I got good news and bad news. I said, what's the good news? He said, you got the job. I said, okay, what's the bad news? And he said, you can expect to get hate mail.
Oh,
I said, I haven't even done anything yet. Got nothing in print. He said, it doesn't matter. For starters, you're replacing the most popular artist we ever had on the book. And to cap things off, we're going to kill off one of the fans' favorite characters in your first book. And he was right. About 70% of the mail was drilled, you suck.
and that
Bring
was
back
what book?
Dave.
What book was that?
Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes.
Issue. Don't recall. That's okay. That's okay. My mind's
I think it might be 234.
around that area.
Yeah, but you can look it up.
I will, because it's very interesting. Okay, so one of my favorite characters, the Warlord. How did you come up with the concept of the Warlord?
It started out as a comic strip that I was trying to sell. Unfortunately, about 15 years too late, because nobody was buying adventure strips. It was called Savage Empire, and it was about an archaeologist who falls through a time warp and winds up in Atlantis before it sank. I had 6 weeks of Sundays, 2 weeks of dailies, and complete story synopsis when I went out to New York in '73 to show my samples around. And Saul Harrison was looking at portfolios at the old New York City Comic Con, Phil Seuling's show. And I showed him my portfolio, left a copy with him. It was a book, not quite as big as this,
Okay.
but similar. And as I'm turning away, there's this old guy and by old I mean 20 years younger than I am right now. Who says, in fact, maybe 25 years younger. Who says, I see you're showing Saul your portfolio. Can I take a look? So I said, sure. And I showed him another copy that I had of it. And he said, you need to get your carcass up to Julie Schwartz's office and show him this stuff. I said, great. Can I say who sent me? And he just gave me kind of a half smile and said, just tell him Irv sent you. Turned out to be Irv Novick, who was the Batman artist at the time, right?
Tell him Irv sent you.
So when Atlas Comics, the old Atlas Comics, first came into existence, the word went around the whole industry. Atlas is offering creator ownership at $100 a page. And at that time, I was making $42.50 at DC. So I take my Savage Empire portfolio over to Atlas Comics, showed it to their editor, who said he really liked it and wanted to do it. I said, look, I've got commitments with DC. I need to fulfill those and prove to them that they can rely on me. Let me get 2 issues in the can before you make an announcement. He said, sure, no problem. So I leave his office, walk 20 minutes across town to DC, and Carmine is waiting in the lobby for me. Why didn't you bring it to us? Turns out the guy picked up the phone as soon as I left and said, I got your boy Grell tied up, right? And I told Carmine, look, you guys haven't had any luck with Sword and Sorcery. I didn't think you'd be interested. That's number one. Number two is creator ownership at $100 a page, right? And Carmine said, look, I can't give you creator ownership. DC doesn't do that.
Shame.
Right. And I can't give you $100 a page, but what I can give you is top rate, which was, as I recall, $62.50. Or maybe $67.50. It was what Kurt Swan was getting and Neil. Right?
Okay.
So that was good. He said, and I could give you a 1-year guarantee, which is better than what you're probably going to get from Atlas, because they could be gone in 6 months.
Right.
And he was right. He was 100% right. Not only that, the original creators at Atlas didn't wind up owning their properties. Atlas owned them. And that $100 a page lasted for the first 2 issues, upon which they fired all those artists and hired Filipino artists who worked for $12.50 a page. And so
you made the right call.
Yeah. He said, why don't you give me the pitch? And if I like it, I'll run it past Joe Orlando. I said, okay, fine. I follow him into his office, and as we're walking through the door, my brain activated and said, you dummy. If he buys it, you lose it. Right? Fortunately for me, his phone was ringing, and he excused himself for about 3 minutes. And in that 3 minutes, I jettisoned the whole concept of the archaeologist in Atlantis and BS'd my way through a pitch session. I had just finished reading a book called The Hollow Earth. 1950s, 60s circa, something like that. Sure. And it turns out that before the turn of the 20th century, there had been like 87 titles written on the subject of the Hollow Earth. And it continued. I mean, among those was Jules Verne, Journey to the Center of the Earth, which had been one of my favorite books. I read it like 8 times when I was in high school, and saw the movie about 25 times. And so that was going to be the setting. I changed all the names of all the characters except Demos. To this day, I can't think of a better villain name than Demos. And he asked me things like, who's this guy? What does he do? Well, I'd been in the Air Force. So he becomes a SR-71 spy pilot. Who shot down and enters the world at the center of the earth, where there's never been an ice age because the sun shines 24/7. There's no way to tell time because no stars, no sun rotating, right? It's been settled by the descendants of Atlanteans who were out on the high seas when the continent sank. So they wound up going to the center of the earth, rebuilding civilization, and then destroying it. So they're living amid all the ruined cities, all the science fiction stuff, magic works, everything. Sheer imagination. I fought like crazy. Everybody wanted me to draw a map, and I refused. Because why would you want to put a boundary on imagination, right? So as soon as I left the book, of course, they had a map drawn. But at any rate, he said, pitch this to Joe, and I'll give you a year's guarantee. And I pitched Joe, and he hit me with the only question I had an answer. I mean, I pulled everything out of my hat in various other places. The world is called Skartaris, which is the name of the mountain peak that points the way to the passage to the center of the earth in the Jules Verne story. And right, the capital city is Shambhala at Three Dog Night. And Joe hit me with that only question I hadn't thought about. What's this guy's name? I went, Morgan. He says, Morgan what? I said, the Raider, like Henry Morgan, the pirate. He goes, yeah. He said, well, what's his first name? I said, Henry, of course. He goes, no, can't use that. Why not? There's two actors named Henry Morgan. One used Harry because the other guy had beat him to finish, right? So my older brother had just had a baby boy born about 3 weeks earlier. I said, Travis. And he goes, Travis Morgan? I said, like at the Alamo? He goes, oh yeah, that could work. So that's the saga of how it came to be. But how it came to unbe was it first debuted in first issue special
number 8.
Number 8,
Yep.
right? And it was the only title from that series that actually became its own series.
Okay.
Then I got to issue number 3. Turned in the pencil pages, went to review the lettering, and I turned the page, and at the bottom of the last page, it says the end. And I went, that's wrong. I went to Joe and said, it's supposed to say next issue and the title. And Joe says, Carmine canceled the book. And I said, he can't do that.
You're guaranteed.
Right. Yeah. Right. He guaranteed me a year's run. And Joe says, he lied. He does that.
Oh no.
Right. So fortunately for me, about 2 weeks later, Jeanette Kahn walked in and canceled Carmine Infantino. And Jeanette was a very astute cookie. She had been following the whole DC lineup for about 6 months before she took over. And it turns out that her favorite book was The Warlord. So when she looked at the publishing schedule, she's going, where's The Warlord? And they said, Carmine canceled it. And she said, Carmine's not here anymore. Put it back. So I have Jeanette Kahn to thank for that.
Nice.
And then
Good.
when the DC implosion hit,
Yeah.
it survived, and everything that wasn't canceled went from bi-monthly to monthly. And
What was the run? How long did Warlord go?
still not done.
Okay, cool. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
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 We don't have any copies of it here, but DC is publishing omnibus editions. There's going to be 3,
Okay.
and I promised everybody that in that 3rd edition, I'm going to add one more story at the end, which will reveal whether the little cat girl Shakira is a cat who turns into a girl or a girl who turns into a cat.
Oh, very cool. So, okay, you got the omnibuses going, new story. Do you have anything else coming up?
I do, but it hasn't been formally announced
That's
yet.
fine. Understood. Yeah,
Um,
understood. But that's great to hear. I'll be watching for something.
It's something near and dear to my heart, and it's going to be, let's just say there's a 40th anniversary coming up, and it's going to be special.
Oh, wonderful. I'll watch for it.
Also, my Masterstroke Studios imprint is currently publishing omnibus enhanced editions of Sable. We're going to be doing Mag of the Cat coming up. Follow that with Star Slayer. Right, we're coming up with our 3rd edition of Sable.
Nice, good. Yeah, I like Star Slayer. That was fun.
Thanks.
All right, Mike. Anything else you'd like to add? Cons you're doing? How about social media? Can people buy stuff from you online? Or no, not really.
We're working on getting a store together, an online store.
Okay, wonderful.
But with the Kickstarters that we run to fund the omnibus editions, their Kickstarter now has a continuing thing where you can go in and buy stuff. Essentially, it's like an online store.
Oh.
So if you go to Kickstarter to look up Mike Grell,
okay,
you'll be able to find all this stuff. And periodically, we offer special editions of the Art of Mike Grell, various sketchbooks that I've done over the years, collections of my Warlord stuff, John Sable freelance, movies with superheroes, all the Marvel work that I've done, and all the characters and everything else. And,
wonderful. I'll look out for that.
Yeah, we're having a ball.
Good. Good.
And best of all, I'm not answerable to anybody.
Yeah, and I asked Chad a question I'm going to ask you. You having a good time?
Any good?
Are you having a good time?
I am having a good time. I'm having a great time. First couple of days here are a little on the rough side.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, Mike Grell in general, he's doing well. He's having fun.
Doing well. Every day's a good day on the green side of the grass.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, Mike, thank you so very much. Everybody, look out for Mike Grell. Omnibuses coming out. Kickstarter, maybe a website. Keep an eye out.
Yeah, my own website is MikeGrell.com.
MikeGrell.com.
That's
there
the
you
easy
go.
way.
All right, very cool. Well, thank you, Mike. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thank you.
All
My
right,
pleasure.
Keep on, everybody. Hi, everyone. I'm at Park Circle Comics. Going to show you their wall. So that here, see, there's their wall. Beautiful books. Ghost Rider 1, 9.4, white pages. Cool. Cool. And first Falcon. Nice, nice, nice. And then here, all their wall books. Got gold, silver, and then they got their $20 books, magazines. So That is Park Circle Comics. All right, everybody, here I am at LP Collection as CGC and Raw Comics. This gentleman has been collecting for years. He purchased every one of these books himself at the store. So let me show you what he's got. So let me show you the books that he has got on the wall. He has plenty of books in boxes, but this is just the wall collection. So this is the kind of stuff that's available for purchase. Now, this is Heroes Con, and you might be, okay, I'm not at Heroes Con this year. He comes to Heroes Con every year. So you can go ahead and if you can make it to Heroes Con 2027, which is already booked June 11th through 13th. So get your tickets, come on out and see all these wonderful books and others. So, sorry. Last row. So these are all gorgeous books, single owner. Wonderful. So that is it for this booth. Well, everyone, it's very, very sad. It's 5:05 on Sunday afternoon, and a lot of the dealers are closing up. So it's real sad. Not more time to look around. Some of them are still open, but some of them aren't. So I'm gonna be saying goodbye for day number 3, Heroes Con. I'll see you all again soon. Thank you, everybody. Bye. No, I closed out, but made it to the first floor, and I'm just going to show you the sad way out. Everything's closing up. I wanted to get out of here a little bit earlier, but that's okay, because I bought a couple books right at the end that'll be great additions to my personal collection. So this is the end of Charlotte, the Heroes Comic Con 2026. And we've already said the 2027 dates are June 11th through 13th. So I'm going to keep this on until I get to the door, and that is the end. But a great time. Really enjoyed myself. Hopefully I can make it back next year. Depends on airfare. Airfare really killed me this year. So we will see. So I'm almost, well, I'm not even close to the door. I got a little bit to go. One thing that was nice here, I made some new friends. It was really great. People I haven't met before, and I've met some people that were really gracious. Bob McLeod was really gracious. I wasn't doing anything, but he was gracious. Joe Rubenstein was very gracious. And I've got those interviews that you saw. You know, some of those people, I'm surprised, you know, who they are. But I got interviews. So I'm really excited to put all this together. I hope you enjoyed Heroes Con 2026. Thank you. So tell me, what is Heroes Aren't Hard to Find 2026 done and meant for you?
A chance to really meet up with a bunch of people I haven't seen since last year this time. Get to see a lot of great artists, a lot of content creators, just running into friends that I haven't seen. It's been the best part.
Cool. Okay, did you have a good time?
Oh, always.
All right, 2027?
Since 20.
You're going to be here next year?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Okay.